Radiant team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire
Warlock.
Radiant team pick.
Crystal Maiden.
Earthshaker.
Crystal Maiden, Earthshaker. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Epicenter.
Ten seconds remaining.
Behold the horn of Magnus.
Radiant team ban.
Vega literally just finished losing up against Na'Vi, and I didn't watch all the games, but it looked like, and judging by the schedule delays, it probably was a very long best of 3 with like a 1 minute break. So Vega may be a little bit wiped right now. And in fact, obviously, are fairly fresh, but Vega are full of vets. We'll see if they're able to put something together regardless of that fact. I'm Mike Loris, going to be your caster for this best of 3. And
Radiant team ban.
our next opponent. So it's not really going to get that much easier here for either of these two teams. But either way, Crystal Maiden and Earthshaker, definitely an interesting opening. Haven't really seen a lot of support Earthshaker. Don't really think that's really what you want to be doing, especially when there are so many better options for that role, like just a Tusk. And the Vega Squadron love their Tusks. Yoma is a killer on that one. So yeah, most likely going to be an offlane Shaker until Legion Commander gets picked up. Maybe not. We are going to have a support duo, Crystal Maiden Shaker. Now, it is worth noting that Crystal Maiden Shaker, as a duo, is a lot stronger than either of those two heroes individually. Shaker support, kind of but Shaker support with the extra mana, with the extra setup with the Crystal Maiden, you can get yourself a lot of things done here. In fact, in the meantime, Lycan now with the Magnus combo, they have a lot of team fight. Warlock and Magnus opening is going to do that for you. Deciding to go for a Lycan is a little bit strange. I mean, you're going up against a lot of stuns and disables on the Vega Squadron side. Now a Troll Warlord for Vega means that if you're actually going to be looking to chase people down, it's not really going to be easy to find a target, let alone stick on them, and then let alone kill them. So it is kind of tough there for effect. Though with the Magnus and Warlock Rock, at least the idea is, well, you don't really have to chase after your opposition, since by this giant AoE ultimate that we have. Now, Lycan definitely a hero that can make use of that Magnus cleave, as can the Ember Spirit now picked up by effect. This draft is, damn, zooming by. But you know, Lycan really doesn't want to be farming all that much. You would prefer to be playing a little bit more so on the aggressive side as Lycan. Late game's not bad, but Troll Warlord and Legion Commander, especially the two of them together, again, synergies between all these heroes from Vega Squadron will make going late game for effect kind of a challenge. Now, they do have the team fight to back it up. They have the split push as well.
Reserve time.
It is kind of effect angling for that late game. Despite Lycan not really being the most comfortable in that role, they should still have a little bit of an advantage there, just because Magnus Warlock is so much more influential in the late game than Shaker Crystal Maiden. And of course, the effect still looking for their supporting hero. Legion Commander, Troll Warlord, very single target focus, whereas effect kind of taking the more AoE kind of take on their draft. For Vega, they are with a building hitter right now. They should just be looking for a little bit of an aggressive mid lane hero for G. Matchup wise, you know you're going up against an Ember Spirit, and those matchups typically tend to be pretty favorable for the Vega Squadron side. G loves his Quap. I wouldn't be super surprised to see that hero here. Effect don't really have the most to lock her down. Puck is also not the worst hero in the world. Really good up against that Lycan. OD banned out. Yeah, they could also just go Lina. I mean, nowadays it's like, oh, well, we're looking for a mid lane hero. Let's bust our brain a little bit. Oh, wait, no, there's Lina. We don't have to think. We can just pick the Lina. The Vega Squadron should be looking for one of those aggressive, snowbally type mid laners. Most of those here, actually all those mid laners, have good matchups up against the Ember Spirit. And for effect, Ricky banned out. They're going to grab the Tusk themselves. I was going to say, the pool of roamers not really that deep. We're seeing a lot of teams now shy away from the Earth Spirit. Although I do still think he's viable. It has to be like a super comfort zone pick. Like if you are not comfortable on Tusk, but you know you can play an Earth Spirit, yeah, then you're going to go ahead and play Earth Spirit. But if you could play both of them equally, nowadays you kind of want to go for something else, i.e. the Tusk Pacekeeper for the effect side. Makes the Ember Spirit lane a lot easier. And of course that synergy
Reserve time.
defensively versus the Legion Commander is certainly something. Vega Squadron, their supports are really slow, really clunky in the Earthshaker Crystal Maiden, so locking them out with shards, hit them with Snowball, very, very easy to do. Tusk, even if effect didn't already have their entire draft, if it was Warlock Tusk opening, he'll be in a really good spot up against the Vega Squadron heroes. Vega Squadron, what are they going to settle on? Tusk shouldn't really change the mid lane all that much. It is going to be a Storm for them. They were lacking a little bit of initiation. In fact, don't really have the most, again, in the way of hard lockdown. Ember Spirit chains, Tusk has a little bit. Want to burn some of those big ultimates. Yeah, they will be able to kill off a Storm Spirit. Should remain elusive and is just looking to start those fights for the Vega Squadron side. Again, the game plan for Vega Squadron, jump in, Storm Legion, pop the Battle Trance, kill off, hopefully someone like an Ember Spirit or a Magnus, and then hopefully for them, the fact just don't want to fight from there on out. Again, it's the pick-off game for Vega Squadron, and for effect, it's going to be the pacekeeping by the Tusk, but more so angling towards late. But even then, now with the Storm Spirit, Troll, Legion as the 3 cores from Vega Squadron, their late game is pretty substantial. Maybe the Magnus farm increase on the Lycan and the Ember Spirit may just be a little bit stronger, and the team fight for sure. You want to talk about value, guys. Storm and CM, that is value right there. Match made in heaven. Is it still bugged? Come on, Volvo. I think is the game still broken? I know lots of people are having trouble with like Sven in particular. Hopefully none of these picked up heroes are problem heroes, because if we have to deal with crashes, I'm out, guys. You're on your own. How? Okay, everyone. How do they have a net worth advantage already? Smoke really, really quickly popped on effect. Like, we didn't even get into the game and they're already popped in the smoke. But either way, this is going to be best of 3. Again, Singularity. Got Vega Squadron on the Radiant side. Afterlife playing that Legion Commander, Sioma the Slayer. On the Earthshaker, we got G on his Storm Spirit, the real you, the real me. On the Troll Warlord, Silent is on the Crystal Maiden. On the other end, our Zeke, the Warlock, got Cedoy playing the Lycan. Roger is on his Tusk. Affinage playing the Ember Spirit, and that leaves Shotchlow on the Magnus. And oh good, it gets to be one of those games where we pause a lot. And we can't really blame Vega again. If they're just like disconnecting here just because they want a break, I don't blame them, man. They just played a really long best of 3. But I would rather watch a game right now. Interesting to see if how good Roger's Tusk is. Haven't seen him play in quite a while. I don't think I've seen him play under the effect banner. I mean, all these names in the game, you should by now be quite familiar with. The real you, perhaps the least noteworthy name, but still an extremely solid player. So you know, noteworthy or not, definitely gonna make a name for himself here. It is also worth noting that Arzik used to play on Vega, like way back in the day. Like way back in the day. It was like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. He used to be on Vega. No one knows that anymore, right? Because that was when Vega kind of sucked. They were in kind of in obscurity, playing all these tier 2 tournaments. That was my jam back in the day too. It's been a while, and he's been away from Vega for quite a long time. I don't think anyone else has been on Vega here. Probably not. what the hell is going on. Oh well. Hey, if you guys don't complain about it, then it's fine, right? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm actually going crazy. But hey, we're going to be fine right now, Roger. Observer ward planted will not see the shaker, nor will this observer ward see Roger. So vision wards certainly slacking in this game. Roger has some big plans in the future, guys. You know, this guy, he likes his movement speed. He really does want to have mobility. He already does have the boots. Will be actually really poorly surrounded here. Roger is going to get walled off perfectly by it. No, what? How did he slip through there? There is no conceivable way in the world that that's not a tight wall. That, I would be pretty upset if I was Sioma. Like, come on. The Fissure was like, what? A tight wall there means that Afterlife is just able to beat down on the Tusk. As long as Shaker doesn't show his face over here, then the Tusk doesn't have a snowball option out. Maybe you can glitch yourself out with the shards. That's definitely something we've seen before. But that would have been so much extra damage, potentially a kill on the Tusk if Fissure behaved. Either way, really deep observer wards being placed by the Tusk. Now you expect some of these observer wards to be up. You don't expect these, and they are looking to, best they can, sit on this mid lane. Those shards flying out, and whoa, wait, okay, he's just blocking. Is Afterlife really gonna go for mid now? Unfortunately, that would have been pretty sick. Storm Spirit is definitely, wait a minute, hold on a second. For Shaker, Afterlife is gonna go up there. It's gonna be a dual lane up towards top instead. Shoshalo, in the meantime, gonna run to Silent, but he will take a little bit of damage here. He does have the ability to skewer out, of course, if needed. Silent, we go with the creep wave, try to make it forget about Shoshalo, but Shoshalo's not gonna make that happen. Let's see how much damage Silent can actually do here. Another Frostbite, and the damage is certainly adding up. Turn around for the Shockwave, cancel the Clarity, and he may have to Shrine here, but guarantees himself at least that first creep wave. And now the real you also has to deal with this kind of a mess of a situation over in his lane. Roger now mixing in with the shards. Comes Sioma. Fissure, is that going to behave? That's not a tight wall, is it? Either way, Sioma and Roger are going to get into a little bit of a fist fight. Man, this roam game is actually going to be pretty intense. Silent does not want to deal with that, not one bit. He wants to go to the jungle. He doesn't want anyone to mess with him. Oh, did you see that? He tried to clip Sioma with those shards. I don't know what the hell's up with ice shards, guys. Sometimes it works logically. Sometimes it just glitches the hell out. That was a very nice attempt from Roger. I like that. I like that. It didn't work, but it's a thought that counts, right? If you can clip a Shaker, he's not exactly super wealthy. There's no flying courier. It's gonna be really hard to get down. Either way, outside of these supports, let's take a look at how these standing lanes are going to be. Afterlife going up against Seedoy. This is a pretty nice lane for the Legion Commander. Although there is the heal from the Warlock, the poke damage as well, you expect the Legion to be able to, at the very least, get some experience in lane. He's actually trading hits pretty darn well with Seedoy and Arzeek both on this top lane, although getting kind of unlucky with those passive procs. Over towards mid, Storm Spirit should have a slight edge over Ember, but with the threat of that roaming Tusk, who, by the way, again, fighting Sioma, Appenin should be fine to at least not die, maybe set up a kill on G if G's a little bit kind of careless with the positioning. Who knows, anything is possible. You can see Afterlife is prepping for this lane in particular. Moment of Courage, usually we don't see picked up a super high level. And granted, the press the attack doesn't really do a ton defensively outside of that regen component. Not getting rid of any significant slow or anything like that. You know that you're going to be in for a brawl, and oh, the first Curse Snipe happened by Silent in the double damage rune, but in revenge, they're going to try to go for the mid lane. G will get chained down, very low level. Now here comes Sioma, is going to wall off the Ember Spirit, and then try to get in there with the body blocks. G does not have any mana to cast anything. A single additional proc of Overload may have made the difference there, but 10 mana short feels bad, man. Now the way Silent sneaks in, despite not having any vision in this area, and is able to snag a courier. Observer ward so far doing a whole lot of nothing. It's not an observer ward we very frequently see. If you're gonna look to put pressure over in the mid lane, just no reason not to slap an observer ward right down here and really try to get a beat on the Storm Spirit's courier. Bottom lane, the real you obviously is having a great time. Not much Magnus can do to stop a troll warlord here. This is going to be just this like classic roaming Earthshaker. Shards and chains do very little actually to G. Positioning of the shards where they ended is not perfect, and Fissure will wall off Affinage once again. G does have a little bit more overload this time. Extra damage value, but they're just looking to put the screws to the Ember as much as they possibly can because of that courier snipe. They know that any mana they spend to hurt him right now is mana that they can regenerate, but the Ember Spirit cannot regenerate his health nearly as easily. Value damage trades here. Man, I did not expect that this patch would be roaming Earthshaker, roaming Tusk. Like, did anyone see that coming? I certainly didn't. Sioma, by the way, is kind of getting his ass kicked right now. Howl is there. He does have some help here from Silence. Sioma now trying to bait. Although the Fissure is going to be dodged by the Snowball. Boots on the Tusk, 345. I think he's just slow enough. 355 shards. Oh, it glitches him out. That's what I was talking about. And Roger's like, F this shit. Well, he's going to stand still. Shotslow is going to back him up. Yo, that like stand still move from Roger, just like, are you kidding me? Did that seriously just happen? Shards, why are you so buggy? And Sioma is gonna get away. He really shouldn't have gotten away there. Like, that really should have been a kill. But hey man, you pick up Tusk. You look to glitch the shards to Cliff. You use the bug to your advantage. Sometimes the bug is gonna say no. No, I'm gonna behave in a way that you don't expect. Odd skill, man. What an odd hero. Why is the hero in Dota? Come on. Storm Spirit's starting to grow that lead. Any aggressive play made by the effect side has so far done very little. And of course, the Ember Spirit with no bottle for a vast majority of this laning phase. Not able to really aggressively pressure G. Usually you would expect a couple chains to be thrown out for damage value. Put up the shield, see what damage you can get off, but that hasn't been happening. Of course, top lane, Afterlife getting into a little bit of a fight here. Upheaval is there. Fissure gonna get him a little bit of time, but he's stuck in the jungle. Even with phase boots, Snowball's gonna track him down, and he'll be rolled over. First blood. First blood, really? There's been no kills this game? Drawn by Roger. Feels like there's been like 20 kills. But either way, first blood is what matters. What? How is that not a tight wall? What? Well, either way, it's gonna be Sioma still granting himself that bounty rune, so it's all good, man. Roger gonna look to join up with Appanage, looking for Sioma. Fissure is here, and Fissure's not glitchy, so he's stuck now, but the Fissure actually will wall them in. The tree gets chopped, and they will get in. RZ going to arrive, and Shaker will fall, having effect the second kill. Time real you. Actually gonna leave the lane to jungle a little bit. Expect Silent to shuffle in there usually, but Silent still only level 3 on CM. Then roaming around a little bit more than CMs would really like. Just looking for that level 4 mark. Level 2 in that aura. Definitely gonna make things a lot easier for G. Speaking of G, and easy, they're gonna look for the level 5 Ember Spirit. No creeps. Or a creep might die here. Oh, he's still gonna get the chains off. Battle Trance once again will be used, and G already used the Soul Ring to get in, so obviously can't use the Soul Ring to get in again. Unfortunately, not gonna get the kill on the Ember Spirit, but a creep was dying there, so he did get level 6 off of that, so he probably wasn't gonna go down either way. Jeez, that sucks if you're Roger. The one hit you land is gonna be proper one of courage. Can he get any more? Seems like no, but I think they shouldn't. Oh no, wall off by the shards. Roger, oh, misclicks. And so does Afterlife. What just happened? Or Roger's gonna try and juke up to the trees and dodge the overwhelming odds. Still lands. The Shadow Word is gonna heal him. So Roger did not mean to move like that. And then Afterlife also didn't mean to move in such a way to follow him there. Afterlife now gonna get chased down. Tower is here. He does not have the ability to purge these chains. Gets a lucky lifesteal proc, but Affinage rotating up towards top, and it will be Afterlife to fall. Again, what are you doing there, Roger? Just throwing shards because? Whatever you say, man. Whatever you say. Yeah, that was a definite misclick there by Tusk. That was kind of unpunished because Afterlife was like, you know, there's no way he actually dies here. I'm just gonna give up. What an absolute mess of a game. Someone should really clean this game up. Joshua's also in this game, by the way. Like, we haven't really seen that much from the Magnus. Level 2 on the Empowered, level 7 overall with Arcane Boots already. Tough matchup versus the Troll for sure, but Troll mostly by himself. In fact, has been by himself like the entire laning phase. Has been, you know, not really able to pressure out a Magnus, keep him out of experience range. And as Magnus, if you get just a couple of CS from Shockwave, then you'll be just fine. Fissure, Roger's gonna take a lot of damage here. Vega, this is really like we've seen it time and time again so far. It's like they're able to do a lot of damage, but actually getting finishing blows requires a Blink Dagger on a Legion or a Storm Spirit to arrive. Here comes the Ember Spirit, gonna look for the real you. Fissure going to help him a little bit, but Ember Spirit's gonna jump over it, as will everyone else with the snowball. What Fissure, man? We're just gonna roll right over it. Real you punished. And it is going to be Vega kind of making these aggressive plays with only a skeleton crew. In effect, more than happy to jump in to all these heroes. Getting this Ember Spirit catapulted back into his game state. Against Warlock. Quite a bit of experience as well. He hasn't really had a time to be in lane, Arzik, as in just by himself. Just with roaming around all the time, 4 assists to his name, handful of creeps here and there, and hey, it's going to be a very fast level 6. Then at that point, Effect can really put the screws to the Vega side. It's kind of bold that we see Vega making these moves in the first place. You know that there's going to be rotations from the Effect side. You know that the Tusk probably going to be holding a TP scroll.
This will do nicely.
And yet you decide to go for it anyway. Vega's going to try to get his level 6 on the bottom lane. DM still level 5. Vega, they aren't really ready to, you know, make any sort of huge plays happen right now. That'll happen once the Legion gets that Blink Dagger. Effect with this Warlock Rock are kind of happy to go for it. G and Affinage are gonna play around a little bit. Affinage is just baiting right now. Wants G to overcommit because he knows that there's a lot of backup in the area, and G take no chances. We'll get the hell out of there. Bottom lane in the meantime, Shotchlow hit with the Fissure. Battle Trance active. Whirling Axe is low level, but he needs to juke himself out of here. He has a Skewer, but it's only level 1, and he's frozen and he's dead. Nice try, Shotchlow. Not gonna happen today. Vega Squadron get on the board. And Affinage actually taking a lot of damage here. Some of Flame Guard just have jumps out, so G's not going to pull the trigger. Dido in the meantime, Mask of Madness picked up on the Lycan. Wants to do that damage. It's also a great tool. We're going to be tearing down towers. Actually gone for no wolves, just a whole bunch of passives. Micro is apparently not in Seedoy's vocabulary right now. Affinage trying to bait, and he'll jump out straight to the neutrals and will die, but will set up a trap so that G will fall shortly after. In the meantime, our Afterlife will get the kill up towards top lane without using duel. I'm not really sure how that happened, but either way, a kill's a kill.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
That was,
Bottom tower is under attack.
I like the play there from Effect. I like the idea. Have the Ember Spirit bait in a lot so that the Lycan can come in. But, hey, at least he didn't run into any enemy heroes, just ran into some neutrals. Not the end of the world, for sure. Able to take down the Storm Spirit, and a pretty big kill for the Effect side. That solo kill on the Legion Commander, just as big. When we see level 10 on the Legion, no dual damage just yet, which is a little bit unfortunate. But only 100 gold towards that Blink Dagger. That should set Vega off on the aggressive path. We're actually going to go in a little bit earlier than that. Double damage rune on the Troll Warlord. Fissure is great, but they all get trapped in the shards. Now the Golem is in there. It's a party in the shard. That's not where you want to be if you're on the Vega Squadron side. They're all going to get beaten down. Storm Spirit going to arrive, looking for RZ, but an RP is going to stop him cold, and that should also kill off G. Afterlife will come in, snipe him, but Seedoy is on his tail. Shards will fly and will catch him. This should be a full 5-man wipe. Probably. Afterlife is going to try to get away, but the snowball is there. Everyone's going to jump in. It's a party. And that's going to be Effect winning that by 3-10. That is the circle of doom right there. Fissure, and then shards, and then unhappiness. That's the unhappy circle right there. That's what happens when you run into the enemies before you're really prepared as Vega. They're going to freeze the Tusk. He does still have a snowball here. I'm not really sure how he gets out of this, though. Yeah, he's gonna get hit with a stun and will drop. Power will take a little bit of damage. But, okay, the Warlock just forgot about his Golem, apparently. For sure, the move there from Vega was a good one if the effect side weren't also, you know, if they didn't also happen to be in this area. If they're actually able to fan out a little bit, you know, get some heroes spread out, then, yeah, they probably would have been able to avoid that catastrophe. But 3 heroes grouped up in a small circle like that, easiest play of Effect's life. He's like, oh, there's 2 heroes, I'll just go kill them. They're just gonna get skewered out of the duel. That will save the Warlock from giving over any duel damage. Now the Snowball will help them initiate onto the Crystal Maiden. Shards will do nothing. How is that not a tight wall? I don't know. Seedoy still wants in. Jeez, that one hit onto Sioma. And a couple more hits. Shockwave is actually gonna miss, but it doesn't matter. The dog is angry. He's empowered. He's berserked. Roger Shards out, will miss. Vector just starting to run over Vega. Jump in, looking for Seedoy. Jeez. Waste a lot of mana doing that. He did no damage there. Now we'll run into a big old Walrus Punch. There's a little more mana to get out of there. Chains onto the Troll Warlord. Skewered back into literally the entire effect team, but a huge overwhelming odds will turn the tables a little bit. They'll still snowball in towards the real you. Troll refusing to die, and now Roger will fall along with the Ember, and now it's going back the other way. Nova onto Arzeek, and Seedoy jump in, duel. The glove has been cast. Fissure will hit Seedoy as well as win the duel. Looking for Seedoy. They are also looking for Shotch, though. He has a blink, and he will actually dodge the CM right-click with it. Vega are able to use this Troll Warlord to pretty effective bait. He is a level 12 hero. Troll Warlords are kind of notoriously tricky to kill off. Not because they're particularly tanky, but it's because they're deceptively tanky. Like, oh yeah, it's a small agility hero. We can take him. Got a lot of armor, guys. He's got 21 armor. If you're not bursting him down with magic, and well, what magic damage do they really have, will take a long time to actually kill this hero off. Vega are able to turn things around. That was, of course, in the context of Effect not having that Warlock ultimate. Warlock does have it now. That additional chain stun may just mean the difference. Zeke. Couple heroes just gonna keep the team in the area. There's a medallion, but a minus armor action here. Plus, very, very damage, gold, cost effective. Yeah, I'm just like shouting out buzzwords. That didn't mean anything. Very cost effective item build from Seedoy here. Armlet Mask of Madness, about as cost effective as you could possibly get. Walrus Punch legitimately took out half of Silent's HP pool. And a couple more right clicks. Jump in from G. Oh, the Vortex gonna be canceled though because of the Snowball. And now the duel is in. Arzeek though does have the Rock. Shot Show kind of whipped his ultimate. Then the duel will still be won, but at what cost? They'll lose 3 heroes, including the Storm Spirit. Now looking at Sioma. Fissure not gonna stop Shot though. Although he will still take a little bit of damage here. Sioma is going to try to hide in his shrine. Appanage burn damage should just slowly but surely take him down. Echo Slam will do quite a bit of damage, but nowhere near enough. In the meantime, there was a Lycan doing Lycan things over in the Roche pit. He was able to take down the big guy, take the Aegis. And ultimately, for Effect, another big win for them. A little bit of a panicky RP there from Magnus. The Legion didn't... The Legion actually won that. I'm very surprised she was actually able to do that. Normally when you... Whoa, real you. What the what?
This'll come in handy.
He was on bottom lane and pushing, apparently. My bad for missing. He got a lot of tower damage, but losing his life, not worth. Yeah, usually when you drop the rock on top of a duel, it just stops. The RP and rock was not coordinated at all. A little bit of a panicky play there from Effect. Still be the Legion Commander to win that duel, but G at this point, not with Bloodstone, is not really snowballing ahead as he would really like. Really is not that much of a threat to Effect. Yeah, and they don't really have that much in order to deal with the Storm Spirit. But Storm Spirit isn't really a hero that they have to deal with. They are starting to pull a little bit ahead here. Lycan has been running around untouched. The BKB will look to further that. There's Bash on the Troll Warlord. He's in melee. There is the duel from the Legion Commander, which I'm not really sure if you want to use as a form of crowd control up against a Lycan with this much damage. Seems like a pretty bad idea, because he will just kill you in like 4 hits. I actually think Seedoy can do that right now. The Legion has a good amount of health, but no real like defensive itemization here. And Lycan has like a purely offensive itemization with Empower level 4. It's gonna have to require a little bit of critical luck, maybe. But like, yeah, Seedoy is actually able to do that much damage. Looking troublesome for Vega. I can't help but feel that this game, if Vega did not just play a best of 3 that went the distance, would be looking a lot different. It does seem like Vega playing a little bit sloppy. Like, the calls are fine, it seems, but just positioning and the way that they make those fights start, the way that they're not respecting this Warlock Rock, it does seem like Vega are a little bit off right now, which is unfortunate.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Start chipping at the top tier 1. Effect, no real pressure in the other lanes. They'll shove him in as best they can. Seedoy is actually closing in to a spot where he can start making some pressure happen. It's a really good move from Vega. Up against this double life from Lycan, ultimate from Warlock, in just a minute we'll be back. There's no real chance for Vega to take a fight there. If they try, they will just die. Split pushing right now, getting themselves kind of at a head start in the split pushing race. Really nice up towards top. Still so far a 1-for-1 trade. And the TPs are coming back. Lycan will zap himself on his return. But he's fine. He's got a double life. He actually really wants Vega to initiate on him. Though he knows that they won't. The rest of the effect heroes smoking in. Coming in from the south, and they will run into the real U. Just picks up his Sanj component, so a little bit tankier now. They have enough damage here. They'll chain him down with the Veil, and they have a lot of remnants, but he gets them all purged off. Snowball is there. They're going to jump in again towards the Legion, towards Troll Warlord rather, and it'll be pretty high damage, but not quite enough, especially when Silent lands the huge freezing field. Where's the freaking Lycan and Warlock? Where are they? Everyone from Vega was there, and effect, they dropped the RP. They once again were kind of debated by this Troll Warlord. And effect perhaps didn't expect him to be here. Lycan did TP up towards top, so obviously wasn't able to instantly get down over in bot. Or I guess in mid. But yeah, for effect, that was a sloppy play. Fortunately for them, they still have the Warlock Rock. But they feed over 3 free ones over to Vega. Dual damage, I think, was actually not gotten there from Afterlife. That's unfortunate. Oh, he has some targets right around the corner.
Stupendous.
See them. Now he will. Here comes Affinage. They're going to leash him down so that the dog can let loose. Legit 2-shot. Get wrecked. Yeah, I mean, I think Seedoy does a little bit of damage. A little bit. It's above average. I haven't seen him use wolves a single time. Like, he's been at full mana the entire game. Does Seedoy know what this does? Hey, there we go. We have wolves in the game. And they'll tear down this tower. Afterlife gonna show up just for a little bit of distraction. Bottom lane, split push. We'll get Vega an even tower trade, probably. Roger just looking to mess with the real U. Stop a TP. That's his goal right now. And unfortunately, he's not going to get it happen. Still over towards top lane. Lycan, his ultimate has worn down, but the Warlock is still ready to go. Magnus ready to go soon as well. Creep Wave is dead in mid, being split pushed by G. There is no Tusk in this fight. This is going to be a little bit of a tough sell for effect if they really just want to straight push this tower. Of course, they do want to use this Aegis. But straight pushing like this, very, very feasible for Vega to double kill this Lycan. Unless Sioma gets skewered out. Where's the skewer? Here it comes. Straight into the clutches of the big bad wolf. Rip Sioma. One more shot. Oh, juke in the trees. Run, Sioma, run. actually surviving for a really long time. There's no way getting out of there. But, yeah, it is going to be wasting time so that Aegis can be reclaimed. Still, split push over in mid and in bottom. Push from effect is slow going. But now that they're actually on this tower, Ripperino, it's not going to last long. Will be a 2-for-1 tower trade. Effect also getting that Earthshaker kill on top of it. BKB now up on the Lycan, and Effect, they can, if they want to, hit the brakes right now. I'm not really sure if they would want to, although they are picking up a hand of Midas on the Magnus. That is an argument for hitting the brakes. Still ready to go. Speaking of ready to go, duel on the bottom lane. G's gonna zip in. Affinage dead in an instant, although the reinforcements are coming in. It's only our Zeke actually, who's actually here. Cedo is gonna take a lot of time shapeshifting. They do land the rock onto 2 heroes, but our Zeke is actually surviving a little while longer. G's not doing enough damage to kill off this Warlock through the Shadow Word. Missing a couple shots as well. Will end up costing on the Troll Warlord. Cedo at the BKB is gonna waste a lot of time in that item, but we'll find the CM is gonna grant mercy. What a good guy that Sidoi. Looking for Sioma instead. Does have a Blink Dagger. No one to cut this Earthshaker off, and Sidoi will not get that much. It's gonna be a 2-for-1 after all said and done. A little bit of a, again, a sloppy play there from the Effect side. Now, losing the Ember Spirit to a duel, that's whatever, man. It's gonna happen. But trickling in afterwards, trying to make a return play, that is not really what you want to have. If they were all there, that would have been much different. That Warlock rock from Warlock. It stunned a lot of heroes, but there was no real follow-up. Now towards the top lane, again, they're going to sit on this Ember Spirit. Again, Effect kind of trickling in here. A little bit closer to each other than last time, but with no Warlock ultimate. Still look to move in. Silent, teleporting out, he's fine. G is still up here. Scan is available here for the Dire, although they do just have a dog here on G. G is going to get snowballed. Ball Lightning will not save him from that. Here comes the RP as well as the damage from Sidoi. Poor Spirit Aspects, all going to die. "10 seconds, they'll all be up again." Nice kill for the Effect side. After a nice kill for the Vega side, ultimately, I guess we can call that a wash. G is starting to pick up momentum. Bloodstone charges into that Orchid buildup. And oh no, not again! Okay, he's gonna back off. Yeah, Afterlife had to wait a little while for those chains to dissipate. Otherwise, he would just be going alone with no help. Oh, Roger. He's gonna find Sioma, who already blinked, and look at the damage just from Roger. Yeah, that is some serious Walrus punching right there. Sidoi, the dog, chasing after Storm Spirit, who legitimately just respawned. At least he'll get out of here. Doesn't take his entire mana pool, but hey, he's alive. Get his shapeshift down. And I'm really scared for this Ember Spirit, man. His game has pretty much stopped. Constantly getting picked off by this Legion commander. Not the most dual damage in the world. Still a decent amount of farm, all things considered. Got the Blade Mail. You don't really need all that much else on the Legion. Roger just looking to set up for a tier 2 play. Gets scanned. Should know exactly what's happening right now, Vega. Oh, never mind. Why? They literally scanned him. Then he teleports in like that? They know that there's someone here, so they decide to go here. I mean, that's like, really? Okay. Well, Sioma's gonna sacrifice himself to the Effect gods. Afterlife will get out of the bottom lane, and so everyone's just kind of split pushing these structures. We're gonna see the Lycan start to finally use his wolves, using them primarily to scout, and I don't mind that one bit. You know that Vega are mostly on the split push idea. You're able to see them when they juke into the trees to teleport out, and if you're able to cancel that TP, that's already a big win. Kill him, of course, that's even better. Bottom lane is going to be shoved in. Afterlife wants G in the area to help out, but G's all the way in base.
Radiant's
Zero is going to find himself in front of a tower. And this tower is not going to last long at all. Nor will top lane, the real U. Pretty much already destroyed the tower earlier. But landing that finishing blow now. In tower trade once again, Sioma. Back up in G, but for Vega, they're way too spread out. Both sides are really way too spread out to make a fight happen. Roger, he's going to find Silent. And with the frozen sigil overhead, keep vision, but the real U is here. Silent, well, gonna get jumped on by the Ember Spirit. There goes the CM. Poor CM, but the duel's still gonna land. Do they have enough damage? I'm sure they do. The real U just gonna lay into that Ember Spirit. Over in the jungle, though, G is dying. With the Warlock Rock, they'll also take down the Shaker. I always choose the wrong fights to watch. God damn it, guys. Afterlife gonna get punched by Roger, just looking for Shadow Blade value. Probably should have reconsidered, because Afterlife is gonna stick on him. He has no overwhelming odds for another 8 seconds. There's TP support coming. Shard's not gonna do much. Snowball will kill him. Blade Mail is still alive. Into the Shadow Blade he'll go. Afterlife will blind. Throw out the overwhelming odds. Will not work. Shoto's gonna TP with no mana, actually. That's awkward. Still across the map, it is a win for effect. Be a little bit more of a win. Real U and Seedoy. Even though he has a little bit more farm Lycan with the bash component, I'm pretty sure the real U wins this duel. Here we go. The battle of the century. Seedoy is going to try to run away. And with the bash, he is going to win, if not for the help from Roger. Walrus Punch is there, but still the damage from the Troll Warrior with all those stacks of fervor built up. And will be Seedoy to survive for a very long time. Affin is going to arrive and will slay 2. Looking for G now. He's going to jump up towards the high ground. Affin has a blink. And G is actually out of mana. Storm versus Ember will result in a suicide. Honorable Sudoku from G. Man, that Lycan survived for a lot longer than I thought. Walrus Punch obviously helping out just to keep the Legion out of that fight. Oh, Sioma. Not sure if this guy... Oh, he's actually not getting hit with the chains, or chains into TP out immediately. Nice safe play there. But yeah, AC on Lycan is a big one. Yeah, and he will be able to take a lot of Troll Warlord hits, but with the bash, he will never really be able to find himself in a position where he can return fire. And that's where Troll Warlord usually just has a 1-up above some other carries. Lycan can get a basher. With the Assault Cuirass and the Mask of Madness, like it's a possibility that he's gonna like win that bash race, but not really what he wants to be doing. He would rather just ignore the Troll Warlord, have the Warlock ultimate and the RP deal with him, while he chases after those, you know, not troll heroes. And we're back in. 29 kills, 29 minutes. Effect very regular in this game. Still looking for those aggressive picks. No Lycan. This is not really going to be something that effect can really significantly pressure. We'll have a really good position on Afterlife if Magnus was not going towards the bottom lane. Zeke. Don't breathe. Oh no, he breathed. And he should be dead here, although the help is coming in. They'll drop a freezing field on the Warlock just to secure the dual damage. Get a fissure and a stun onto the Ember Spirit. Orchid is up on the Storm, and they'll tear him apart. Seedoy is going to arrive. BKB active, looking for G, but he's going to get glimmered out still. They have some true sight on the Magnus. He has a gem. Magnus, by the way, going to get caught by the real U. Bash to all hell. Now the BKB is out. Roger, for some reason here. Snowball is going to get him towards the creep wave, I would imagine. Oh no, all the way towards Sioma, but he just got baited in for a fissure. Roger will fall, and suddenly 4 heroes down from effect as Vega takes 0 casualties. And effect again, making some sloppy plays. The Warlock dead in an instant. That's fine, whatever. Another hero wandering in gets silenced. Ember Spirit, you know what? That's okay too. Just back out. But deciding to fight, knowing that you have no chaotic offering, knowing that your Ember Spirit and Warlock are both dead, and your BKB is mostly wasted because you're chasing after a freaking Storm Spirit. Effect are trying way too hard to make these fights happen. When really they should just be cutting their losses and falling back. And now the tower is going to get destroyed. This Troll Warlord has some serious deeps. it does seem like Effect, they have like all the tools they could possibly want to win these fights. But Vega, off of this Legion Commander mostly, also somewhat because of the Storm Spirit, just always finding the correct pickoff. Initiation that Effect, again, we're really lacking. As far as starting a fight is concerned, Blink Skewer is much the best they have, or random like chains. That's great for starting a gank, but as far as starting a large 5-on-5 fight, you really want to do better than that. Gem was also reclaimed, or claimed by Vega. Was it reclaimed? No, just claimed by the Vega side. I think the Magnus was holding on to that before and did end up losing it. Shot slow. To the Shadow Blade. Sigil overhead. Yoma is going to glimmer in. Sees Roger. He was actually invis. They're going to find Roger and jump on him anyway. And the duel is also going to be used in the back lines. Just trying to get another hero out of here. They will take out the Magnus. Again, a fight where Vega start things off at a vast advantage. Even without the Troll Warlord, who's now going to make his arrival in. Mischance applied to Seedoy. Bashes onto the Ember Spirit. They'll claw him down. Now onto Arzeek. They'll take down the Warlock as well. Darg's going to charge out of there. But that was mostly a 4-on-5 fight from the Vega Squadron side, but just initiating so cleanly makes it almost as if that numerical disadvantage doesn't even matter. Magnus was not in that fight. He was dueled the entire time. And the Legion Commander did go down. Trading Legion 1-for-1 is perfectly fine for Vega Squadron. That is not even what happened, though. I mean, she was able to take down the Magnus. I think she got dual damage off of that. Really, you able to arrive and clean everything up, and with only one hero here, Seedoy's got to watch his tower fall. You have buybacks, but Effect may consider not using them because Vega can still fight here as long as G has mana, and he does. Jump in, look for the Ember Spirit, force a jump out. Seedoy try the shapeshift as Roger just wants a target. Snowball is there. Real U is really quick. Shiva's Guard gonna further slow him down, but they'll catch up to the Storm and take down the double life. Whoa! Walrus Punch glitching out. There's a portal in the air. G will ball lightning all the way away towards top lane. Real U stalked by Shot Slow. RP into a skewer back. There is a BKB here on Troll Warlord. I'm not really sure if it's worth using. He's gonna try with the mischance, actually getting a lot of evasion, and there's no detection. He's just gonna walk out of here. You gotta be kidding me, man. Silver Edge is gonna let him survive. Okay. There was dust on the Tusk, but he used it over here to kind of like start the fight. Stupendous. That should not have happened, man. Real U was dead to rights.
This will do nicely.
You bet that's not going to happen again. Effect will overload themselves in detection if they have to. Make sure that situation does not occur twice. Still for Vega Squadron, damage has been done. Racks over in mid, tower as well. Not an irrelevant part this Vega Squadron game plan. The shrines are now available to kill off. Invisibility. Troll Warlord can kill a shrine like nobody's business, let me tell you. Push into Arzeek. Surprise! There's a troll in your face and a duel. That's 102 for the Legion. And that is a Warlock who is down for a minute. Otherwise would have had a Chaotic Offering for this fight. Should be something that's Effect give up this mid lane range racks. Definitely not their time, worth their time. Bottom lane is worth their time though. Blink Echo Slam, gonna land into the Ember Spirit, jump in from G, is gonna shred the Ember. He can't get a single spell cast off, and they pull back the Lycan. He does get a shapeshift off of the bashes. He's not going anywhere anytime soon. BKB, he's gonna try to book it with the shrine. He will get out of there, but Roger will not be as lucky. Freezing Field from Silent, plus the jump in from the Legion Commander. Shapeshift is just burning daylight right now. I guess burning moonlight, as Lycan will be forced to base with that ultimate. That's Rax taken on bottom and mid, and might just be Megas. Keep in mind the Ember Spirit did buy back for the defense of the mid lane before. Means he of course does not have it now. Lycan and Magnus versus the world. 5-man RP or bust at this point, and they have to do it like 5 seconds ago. Yeah, they're just gonna tap out. One more dual win for the road. That's gonna be another one. That's 120 for the Legion Commander. 29-31. Behind in kills, yet still massively ahead in gold. Vega get themselves together It was a sloppy early game from Vega, very sloppy. Making aggressive plays with just 1 or 2 heroes, expecting the TPs from effect, and just not being prepared. That's